We're gonna be on until the painting's done, basically. Normally one takes you 3 hours, so you wish me luck. Thank you, Lipwar. Thank you. You do this a lot. We're gonna keep pace, so no matter what happens, we're just gonna...
Do you have your headphones plugged in?
Yes, I do. You find the stream quite interesting so far. I'm sure you do, Tygo.
Before you begin painting,
okay, yes,
this way you will have a
in my ear now.
preconceived idea in your mind of how the painting progresses and how individual effects are achieved.
There.
If any procedure is
fixed.
unclear to you,
They should only be hearing it once now.
see it again
And you should
to
be
see
hearing it, and
exactly
they
how
should be hearing
particular
it.
effect was made. Pay
Oh my
close
gosh.
attention to the way
I need him
tools
to be a little bit
involved
quieter
achieve
though in
certain
my ear.
effects. A great deal of magic
Is this
occurs.
gonna work? No.
Take your time and
No.
work at your own.
No.
Speed will come with practice.
Well, it's because you're not... This is just the source. You have to control it through here.
Okay.
Fantastic experience. I strongly suggest that you
Sorry, I need him to be just like quieter.
talk a little bit about the equipment that we're going to be using today. First of all,
Just straight up muted it.
I mean, it hasn't changed anything.
Well, okay. So put that all the way back up. Then you're going to here.
It's only the once. Okay, cool. He's
There.
like screaming in my ear though. Bob's screaming in my ear right now. I can't.
The painting knives that we'll be using, we'll use 2 different knives. We have a number 10 knife, which
Okay.
is the larger of the 2,
It's fine.
and
That's better. He's not like screaming in my ear now.
basically the same knife, only smaller.
And then you'll have to let them know...
The smaller
You'll have to ask them how it sounds for them, because this is the levels that they're hearing, regardless of what you have.
Okay.
trees and roads and stones,
Perfect.
rocks, houses,
Okay,
it's
perfect.
Oh boy.
Yay. Thank you.
fan brush. This is a number 6 fan brush.
Goodbye, everyone.
This is
I'm going to play military nouns.
quite firm.
Bye.
It's spring to it. It's not a soft little delicate brush. It's
He's-
quite
he's-
stiff.
Lexi is so freaked out at me with
You can
this
do
on.
such things as clouds, trees, waterfalls.
Lexi's like, I don't know who you are. She's like, you smell like Shyler. You
Also,
kind of look
the
like him,
brushes
but
that we'll be
I
using
don't trust
are
you.
number 2 script liner brush. This is the brush that we use to define
She's,
detail. Most important,
the cat is
this
nervous
is the
about
brush that we
paintbrush
use to
wearing his
significantly
outfit.
painting. Some of the other things that we'll use.
Hey, good luck. I hope you love it. I
Thank
hope
you.
you love it.
Love you.
Me too.
Oil, base, and coat. We'll
He's
just
working on
cover
his,
the canvas to make it
his,
wet, make it slick. It allows
show
it to
for
literally blend
YouTube. He's working
color
on a
right on the canvas
skit
rather than working
for
ourselves to
YouTube,
death with
so that's why he's wearing his little outfit.
paints that we use. The paints that we use are specifically designed for this technique of
All
painting.
right. I already
Much firmer and
did the
drier
white layer
than normal paint.
already earlier.
If you use a loose, slippery paint, you're going to end up being a mud mixer, and you're going to be upset with me.
So we'll see how we
Purchase a
do
paint
this.
that's designed for this specific technique. It needs to be firm
I'm gonna
and
try to
dry. I
keep,
can't say that enough. Other pieces of equipment
Try to keep
that
up.
will make your
Try to
job
keep up
easier.
with chat.
The palette that you use. I like a plexiglass palette.
And I have all the colors here.
Big materials out, they give you fantastic work area when you're using big brushes. Tell you what though, because before the brush is big, let me take just a nice area time and talk a little bit about the equipment that we're going to be using today. You're going to kill yourself trying to stay in this little area. Main 2 brushes that we'll use. We have here 2-inch and a plexiglass makes a good palette brush. Normally it's very clear. I've got this one up so it doesn't shine. High quality artist brushes designed specifically for this technique. Don't confuse these with synthetic brushes such as nylon, polyester.
We should be
etc.
good.
It absolutely won't work. The painting knives.
You're getting your points at least,
We use
Russ.
2 different knives. We have a number 10 knife, which is the larger.
Yeah,
of the
we're not
2,
going to do any redemptions today. I'm not going to have any time to do that. But
a number 5 knife. It's basically the same knife, only
we will
smaller.
be,
It allows you to get into smaller
hopefully getting
areas
pretty
and
far in
do
our painting.
detail work. With these knives, you can create unbelievable effects. You
yeah,
can
no,
paint
no
mountains,
redemptions. But you can
trees,
use your
roads, and stones, rocks, houses.
sub-only
It's
message ones.
unreal
Do I
what you
really
can do
have?
with those son of a guns.
Do I really have it as 1,000
Fan
points
brush.
for a
This is
mess
number
for a
6
message and sub?
fan
That
brush
sounds
right here.
really inaccurate.
This is a bristle fan brush. It's quite firm, has a lot of spring to it. It's not a soft little delicate brush.
What
It's
kind of
quite
what kind
stiff.
of points
With
Nazi
that,
am I?
you can do
Jeez,
such things as clouds, trees,
that seems
waterfalls,
extremely,
a multitude of
extremely
beautiful
high.
effects just using a fan brush. Also, in the way of brushes, we'll be using a number 2 script liner
It's
brush.
extremely high.
This is the brush that we use to do fine detail, and most important, this is the brush that we use to sign our completed painting. Some of the other things that we'll use: liquid white. Liquid white is a thin oil base coat. With this, we cover the canvas to make it wet, make it slick. It allows us to literally blend,
Which I already did this
right
part.
on the canvas rather than working ourselves to death on the palette.
I already did this part.
The paints that we use. The paints that we use are specifically designed for this technique of painting. They're much firmer and dry than normal paint. If you use a loose, slippery paint, you're going to end up being a mud mixer.
And actually, this is still quite wet, so we're good.
This designed for this specific technique. It needs to be firm and dry. I can't say that enough. Other pieces of equipment that will make your job easier. The palette that you use. I like a plexiglass palette. And
I'm
use
using a
palette
plate
that's big enough
because I don't
give you
have anything
sufficient
else to
work area
use.
when you're using big brushes. Because with a brush this big, you
I
need
did
a
mix
nice
it.
area to work in. If you got
I
a
did
little
mix
teeny
liquid white already.
palette, you're gonna kill yourself trying to stay in this little area.
So it's already
Get you
down.
a nice big palette. It really will work fine. Plexiglass makes a good palette. Now, normally it's very clear. I've scuffed this one up so it doesn't shine on TV. But normally,
Mine's very
crystal clear.
shiny.
Okay.
Hey, tapping that. Welcome
Also,
in.
another thing that will help you, because if you watch the television series, you know I beat the brush against the leg of the easel, and paint thinner goes everywhere.
We are not doing that with
Can
paint
ruin a
thinner.
happy marriage in a heartbeat. This is called a brush beater rack, and it's just a little wire rack that goes in the bottom of a waste paper
Oh
basket.
gosh, ruin a
And
happy
you shake
marriage
the
in a
brush
heartbeat, he says.
inside of the basket,
gosh.
and beat the devil out of it right on these little wire things here, right across this rack. And it contains all of your brush cleaning procedure inside of the bucket.
Hi, dear.
It'll
Welcome
keep
in.
you from covering your whole room and getting everybody covered with paint thinner. I really think it's a good investment. It's a very cheap little thing. So I tell
All
you
right,
what,
Bob.
let's
I'm
take
ready.
off and we'll get started here today.
Okay, perfect.
As we mentioned earlier, Naomi, the first thing we always do is cover the entire canvas with a thin, even coat of the liquid white.
Done.
So we'll just dip the old 2-inch brush right into the liquid white, about like so, and we can go right up here. And
Which
begin
I've already
covering the
done.
canvas. All we're looking for is just a nice, thin.
I guess I
even
could
coat.
make sure it's not too thick.
Really work it in. Just cover the canvas with it.
Just gonna make sure it's
Cover the
not too
entire
thick.
canvas. Probably the most common mistake made is applying too much of the liquid white.
I might have
All you want
actually put too much
is
liquid
just
white down.
enough. Cover the entire canvas. If you think you may have a little too much liquid white, one of the easiest ways to make sure, clean and dry your brush, and then go back over the entire canvas with a clean, dry brush.
Which
That'll
I'm
pick
doing
up
right
any
now.
Excess liquid white, and your canvas will be just right then. Just right. Okay. Just really scrub that off.
We already have cat hair in here, so we're good to go.
There we go.
This is very normal.
Now, one thing that'll help, I use a canvas that's very smooth. Some people like canvas that has a little more tooth to it, a little more nap to it. I like a smooth canvas, but I also use a canvas that has a gray primer, and that way you can tell
My canvas
exactly where your
actually
liquid
has a
white
little
is.
bit of a
Now, if you
different texture
don't
to
have
it.
a canvas that has a gray primer, it's just a white primer. A little trick that you can do is take a little bit of liquid black and just put a tiny little bit into your liquid white, and it'll give it a gray cast. And then when you paint your white canvas,
Maybe I can get
you
rid of this
tell
cat hair while
exactly
he's busy.
where
There
it's
we go.
covered. Okay, long horizontal and vertical strokes, just to assure that you have a nice, even coating of liquid white over the entire surface. You're ready to go. Then wash your brush.
Yay!
Now we wash our brushes with paint thinner. And I really recommend you odorless thing. There's a screen down here in the bottom of this bucket. Scrub the bristles against the screen. The solid material settles to the bottom. And your paint thinner, it remains relatively clean. Shake off the excess. And that's the fun part of this whole technique. I'll tell you what, let's make a happy little sky. And for that, I'm going to go right into a touch of phthalo blue. Just a little bit. Just pull a little bit of the color out and then tap the bristles firmly into the color. This will assure a nice, even distribution of paint all the way through the bristles.
All right.
Does not take much color, just a little. Okay, let's go right up here. Now then, just using little crisscross strokes.
This is not gonna
You're
work.
laying in a basic sky. And start at the top and work downward. That way your brush will pick up the liquid white and automatically
I think my brush.
your color gets
You know what? We have
lighter
to do
toward
it.
the horizon. Let the canvas work. Let the liquid white work. Let your brush work. You just enjoy. You just enjoy. And painting should make you happy.
This looks way too dark already.
And you can always add a little more color. Start with very little color. You can always go back and add a little more. That's very simple. It's suddenly going to try to take it off, but you can do it. But it's very difficult.
I think this is way too wet.
Okay. And that quickly we've laid in a happy little sky. That easy.
I think I got too much paint thinner.
Okay. While we have this brush dirty, let's have a little touch of water in this. I love water, and it's always fun to do. So I'm going to go right back into the phthalo blue, reach right over here and grab a touch. Just a touch of the phthalo green. Don't need much of that. Just a touch. Phthalo blue and phthalo green. And just tap it into the bristles again. Okay. Now decide where you want the water to be and pull from the outside in. Start in the outside, pull in. Start on the bottom, work up. So it gets lighter and lighter toward the horizon. Now see, if you start here and go over, you lose a very distinct line, which is hard to blend out. There we go. But you can if you happen to forget. But blend from the outside in. And leave a little area open right in here. Look like a little sheen of light coming across the water when we're done. Start at the bottom, work upward, let it get lighter and lighter toward the top. Lighter and lighter. Just like so. There we go. See how easy that is? That's all there is to it.
How did people do that without pausing back then? Dude, I have no
Several
idea.
brushes
I'm
go
already
over.
very lost.
And you'll find that saves you a lot of time and a lot of money and wasted paint if you have several brushes. If you have one for dark color and one for light. Otherwise, your good paint's going to end up down here in this washer bucket. Okay, clean brush, and I'm just going to blend right across here, very lightly. I don't want to lose this light area, but I just want to bring it all together, just like so.
He says clean brush, but I don't have a clean brush.
And that's ready. All fixed up. Now, if you just have a tiny bit of paint on your brush, you can just wrap it like that, and it'll take that paint off. Okay, let's use the
Sure.
paint brush today. We'll build a happy little cloud. Let's go right into titanium white. I'm going to reach down here to the right side, get the least little touch.
Titanium white with the fan brush.
I want to put a little sunlight in these clouds. I'll make a happy little cloud today. Happy little cloud. Okay. Decide where your cloud lives. Maybe he lives right in here. Take the corner of the brush and just make tiny little circles. Tiny little circles, round and around and around. Don't stay in one place and keep working. If you just stay in one place here and keep grinding the paint, you're going to end up with big cotton balls up in the sky. And you can also do this just as well with a 1-inch brush or 2-inch brush. 2-inch brush makes fantastic clouds. Okay, now with a clean, dry 2-inch brush, use the top corner of the brush, and you want to blend just the base of these clouds out. Not touching the top yet, just blend. See, very lightly, very, very lightly. Just like so. Just barely, barely blend. Okay, now we're going to fluff it.
You guys,
We're going to do a big circular patterns. Grab it gently and fluff it upward. Just fluff it.
This is not working.
And you can pull up little string things, but don't worry about them, because when you go across, they just go away. And that easy. You have one beautiful little cloud. Maybe we'll put another cloud in here. Maybe this other cloud, maybe he lives right over there. Same thing, tiny little circles. Just drop him in. Wherever you think he should live, he lives right there. And in your world, you put a cloud where you want it. You don't necessarily need to put a cloud where I do. You put it where you think. If you think it lives somewhere else, then that's where it ought to be. There we go. Lift it. Lift it.
Oh my
Very lightly.
gosh.
Just go across. And that easy.
Aw.
You got another happy little cloud right there. Absolutely no problem. Okay, I'll wipe off the fan brush. Okay, I just have some paper towels over here that I clean the brushes on.
So do I. But I'm clearly not washing them well enough.
Wipe it off and we're in business. Let's build, maybe way back in here there's just a small little mountain that lives. So let's take a touch of Prussian blue, a little bit of midnight black. We're going to get
Midnight
a bunch
black.
of alizarin crimson. So we got blue, black, alizarin crimson. Maybe a little
Midnight
Van Dyke
black
red. What the heck?
and crimson.
What the heck? Just drop it in. Dark colors. Okay, pull the paint out as flat as you can get it. Just really mash down hard. And take your knife and cut across. See there? Get that little roll of paint. This knife has a straight edge on it. And by having a straight edge, it's very easy to load it. Let's go on up here. Okay. And then maybe our little mountain.
And our
Gotta make a big
knife.
decision here. Maybe he lives right here. Just floats around in the clouds. Pushing very firmly. Very firmly. We're trying to push this color right into the fabric. And you just decide where you want little bumps to live. See, there's one. Wherever. Wherever you want. Maybe there's a happy little thing that's right there. Scrape off all the excess paint. Just really get in there and scrape hard. You can't hurt this. Just scrape it off. Don't even worry about it. It's just nice. Side edge. In here, we could carry that. Now then, with a 2-inch brush, I want to grab this. And because of the liquid white, canvas is wet, you can pull this and move it. Just move it. Remember, you can see the entire mountain. It's always more distinct at the top than it is at the bottom. And by doing this, that will happen automatically. Just like so. So just let it sort of float off in the sky there.
Slow motion, maybe.
Because this is a very firm paint, you can blend right over it. Okay. Maybe there's some,
Oh
maybe there's some
my
snow.
God.
So we can take some titanium white and once again pull it out as flat as you can get it. Just really pull it out. And go across, get that little roll of paint. See, there he is. Tiny little roll of paint. Let's go up here. Okay, now
Everything's already getting muddy.
Here. Take the point of the knife, put it right up at the top of the mountain. No pressure. Just let it float. Just let it float right down the side of the mountain there. No pressure. See, bottom of
See,
the
we'll do
anvil.
the white.
Absolutely no pressure. Okay, maybe right here. Think where light would strike. Think where the sun would shine through here and create all these beautiful little effects. And if you're right-handed, it's normally easier for the light to come from the right side. Normally easier.
Let's see what else we can do.
Very delicate touch there.
That's Bob. That's a fine looking
Very
mountain.
delicate.
Luna's mountain, on the other hand,
This is a tiny
is
little
like,
knife would come
we're
in.
not going to talk about Luna's mountain.
Get back here with a little knife and get these little places. The sun or
All
gun
right.
sneaks right in there. Either knife works very well. They both have the straight edges and they work very good. Take a little bit of blue and white. This is a little phthalo blue. Just a touch. Just a touch. Mix it up about like so. That's good.
Gosh.
Cut across, and once again we have that small roll of paint right out on the edge of the knife, so you can see it's right on the end. There you go. Now then, decide which peaks farthest away. If this one's in the background, put a shadow behind this one first.
Hey, not your fan.
Just a little tiny shadow.
Welcome in.
Shadow here. Let it come down distinctly through. See there? distinctly through.
I'm making this a little bit darker.
No pressure at all. Think in your mind, the only thing touching the canvas is that little tiny roll of paint. And each little highlight needs a shadow. If it doesn't have a shadow, it won't come out and play with you. It'll just leave you. Just leave you stranded. Anyway, then. Sometimes it's fun to play some games. Alright? Clean, dry brush. I'm going to tap the base of this, following the angles. I want to create mist. Now lift upward very softly. 3 hairs and some air over here. Follow these angles. Lift, lift, blend. See, it just softens that son of a gun right down there. Okay, now then. Maybe, so you can change your mind. Maybe there's a peak that's right here. If we want to make this one look like it's in front of that, by diffusing that first and then bringing a line distinctly down, it'll push all that back. But that little misty area is the only thing that separates those. So cherish it. It's your good friend. Maybe this should look here. You can take this anywhere you want it to go. Anywhere you want it to go. But notice all the angles of highlight or light color are in the same basic direction. Same basic direction.
See how this goes.
Give an angle coming through here. Sing. Pretend you're a sunbeam just wandering around here and having fun. Okay, now we need a shadow back here. Everywhere there's a highlight, we have to have a shadow. Just a little shadow.
Let's put some more white down.
It's right back here. See how that pops right out? Comes your friend. It's easy. Just a few little rules. Now,
My hands are a complete mess, by the way. Do you guys want to see my hands?
And you can make some of the most fantastic mountains you've ever seen. What's great practice, getting the experience, is just take a canvas and start at the top, paint mountains from top to bottom. And you'll learn more. Oh, it's a super way to practice. And by the time you're finished, you'll be good friends with the knife. Okay? Tapping the base, following those angles again. Now you want to save that one line right there. That's a distinct line that separates these two entities.
Bob is always relaxing until you try to paint along. That's exactly how I'm feeling right now.
Very gently.
That's exactly how I'm feeling right now.
Just want to diffuse.
I'm like, Bob, you're going like 5 times too fast. You're going about 2 times too fast.
Get a little blend. And you've got one very effective, yet very easy little mountain, and I knew you could do it. Tell you what.
He says, I knew you could do it. Oh, thanks. I'm glad somebody believes in me because I don't.
Let's mix up some color. We had this mountain color. That was just some Prussian blue and some midnight black. We put some Van Dyke brown, alizarin crimson.
You think it would have had to be a time crunch? Maybe.
I'm gonna reach over here and find some white.
Let's go put some sap green down.
See what we got here. You got to put a little white with it to know what you have. It's very difficult to tell. A little more blue in there. Oh yeah. Just sort of play with the color till it gets like you want it. I'm looking for a color that's sort of a bluish gray, maybe with at least a little hint of green. It's too far away to have much green. Okay, and we can lift it up.
And basically just mixing
Like so. Okay, let me clean the knife.
what's already here. I don't think a plate is a good thing for me to be using right now.
I'll just go right into that and just pull it through to load a little paint on it. Like so. Just like so. Okay, let's go up to the canvas. Now you have to make a big decision here. Where does your little foothills live? Maybe, let's start right in here. Maybe just using the corner of the brush. Maybe they just come right down. There they come.
We're making little foothills. Okay. Alright,
And
I
just
can do
sort of-
this.
sort of pull it straight down. So, turn it over and use the other corner. If one gets empty, you can turn it over. Just pull straight down. But very important here. See this little misty area right in here? You want to save that mist that's between the foothill and the mountain. If you kill that misty area, these foothills are going to look like they're right up against the mountain. You don't want that.
He does it wearing a spotless shirt and a gold watch. I know, look at my hands right now.
Wash your brush.
Look at my hands.
I've put off washing the brushes till I'm about to run out. Give them a good shake. And just beat the devil out of it. Now, I want to create mist at the base of this foothill. So here, all we're going to do, and pay attention here to the angles. This foothill is going to sort of be coming down this way. Just like so. There we go. See how soft that makes the base of that little son of a gun look? And give it gentle little upward lifts. Gentle, gentle, gentle. All right. Now then, maybe we'll put one coming down this way. Same color, only darker. Same color, only darker.
Oh gosh.
As things get closer to you in the landscape, they should get darker in value. A little darker in value as they get closer. And you just mix these colors on your brush.
I don't think this paint thinner is actually cleaning the brush at all.
Not much green, it's too far away. Okay? So maybe this one lives right along in here somewhere. There it goes. There it goes. So this one's a little darker, so it'll stand out. Now sometimes you want to make something that looks like a little individual trees. You just take a brush and turn it on the
I'm not
ends.
beating the devil out of it. Yeah, I don't think I
A
am.
little more dark. Thanks. Depending on the effect that you want to achieve.
I do want to add a little bit more dark.
This goes right on down. You just sort of have to make a big decision and decide where it lives. Look at there. It's that easy though. And I'll show you something that's fun here. Maybe you decided here.
It's also not
There's a
mixing very
separation
well.
of this one
I think
goes
it's not mixing very well though because of the
down here. So you can sort of
thinner.
pull them apart and make more than one. That easy. And you just take them wherever you want them to go. Isn't that a super way though, just to make some happy little foothills that live back here in the distance. Maybe over here this one comes up a little. I don't know. Whatever you think. Whatever you think. You just put it in. Okay. Now that 2-inch brush, still paying attention to the lay of the land. We can sort of begin tapping this. Just wherever you think it should go. There. Don't want to destroy this little line though. If we're going to keep that in, we'll go in between there and just tap with the corner of the brush to soften. Like so. Okay, in short little strokes, lift straight up. Even if this comes down the hill, lift it straight up. Straight up, straight up, straight up. Always. If you lean it to the side and lift, it'll look like a little tree's far away. Look like the wind's blowing 1,000 miles an hour and about to blow them away. There, straight up. There we go. And then very lightly, just blend it. Now, okay, but isn't that one super way to make some happy little foothills?
Why doesn't he get those lines like that? Dude, I don't know.
Easy. Let's do it.
I have no idea.
There it is.
I'm so lost.
There it is. Can't find my brush, you know. When you get old, the mind's the second thing to go.
When you get older, mine's the
Okay,
second
we'll
thing
take
to go.
some
Oh
dark
my
color.
god.
Use some black, some blue. I want this to be very, very dark. Black and blue. We get some little brown, little sap green. This should look black. It should be so dark. Now pull this brush through the paint. As you pull it through, wiggle it. See? Wiggle it. And then sharpen it.
Wiggle it and then sharpen
A
it?
super sharp chisel edge. Super sharp edge. There you can see it.
That's
It's
not
very
what
sharp.
happened to me.
The only reason it's sharp is because you have so much paint in there. It's literally just stuck the bristles together. Okay, now then.
Okay.
Maybe back in here, way back in the distance, there's some little evergreens that live.
Doing good. Just
Only
gentle
way can
tapping to
show
get the
is see
lines.
this little
Yeah.
misty area. So touch it with just that nice chisel edge. See here?
No.
Don't kill that little misty area that's in between.
Is he using a mini brush? No,
Every so
he's
often,
not.
Reload your brush to bring it back to a nice sharp edge. And you can begin dropping in all kinds of just happy little distant trees. We're not looking for distinct shape yet. They're too far away still. Too far away. When they get closer, then we'll worry about individual shapes. Right now, all we're trying to do. There it is.
I think I should have went a little bit darker.
Isn't that fun?
No.
So that's a little way to make a lot of trees. Now, if you're getting too far apart, let's just do something here. See, if you put them like this, they're very rapidly going to look like telephone poles or fence posts.
I'm gonna need a better way to wash my brushes, I
If
think.
that happens,
I think the way Curly is set up is not gonna work for me in my
which
favor.
means you don't have quite enough. Not quite enough. There we go. Reload your brush frequently. And maybe as they wander out here, they get a little bit bigger. And by making them bigger out here and smaller toward the center, it'll create the illusion of a little pond here. You'll see what I mean in just a second. But sort of let them get bigger toward the outside edges, and it makes a wonderful effect.
Oh my gosh.
Wonderful effect. Make you happy. And if you're interested in selling paintings, that's what I'll sell.
This one is definitely not getting sold.
Okay, now a little bit of that color comes down because we're going to have water, so this will just end up being just happy little reflections. There we go. But now, one of the things when you're painting, the more planes you have in a painting, the more depth, the more distance that you'll have. Your painting will look deeper. So, come right up here a minute. Look up close. Let me show you. Look at all the planes that we have here.
Okay,
This
Bob.
one right here, where these dark trees. Then this one, another one, and then you have several different planes in the mountain. Now, if you can zoom back a little bit and take a look, see, when you look at all these planes independently, look at the, right there, look at the depth that's in that already.
The
And
depth?
it's caused only because of all of these various planes in your painting.
I don't know. Does ours look like it has depth?
That's what'll make a happy bug. Now then, let's create some reflections right here. Let's take a 2-inch brush, decide where you want reflections to be, grab, and pull straight down. Because these trees are short, just have short reflections here as you work outward. Then I'll get a little longer. Trees are a little taller, reflections a little longer. See there? Go out the other way, just pull straight down now. Straight down. Straight down. Isn't that a super easy, nice way to make fantastic reflections? And you can do it. You can do it. And very lightly. Very lightly.
You mad
Straight
lad,
across.
Bob.
And instant reflection. I'll show you another little trick. This is fun. Maybe you want to create another plane in here. You can do that simply by just taking a little.
Okay, I think I did the reflection
as long as it's a
okay.
light color. We just whatever happens to be.
I think I did
top.
it okay. I didn't do
One
it
right there.
great,
Maybe
but
you want to show a little, another little plane. Touch here with the fan brush and lift upward. It'll make it look like little tree trunks far away, but it also begins creating the illusion. And it also looks like little tree trunks. Hundreds of little tree trunks. Isn't that sneaky? And the more of these you put in, the better it'll look. The more planes that you have in your painting. And if you get one here that you don't like, it's too dark, all you have to do is work it in. And all that dark color back there will eat it up.
alright,
Let's put a little
let's.
water
He's
line.
doing black.
For that, I'm gonna take
Or no,
a
he's
touch
doing a lighter
of
one.
liquid
Well, I
white,
can do
put it on the
black, a
top,
darker one, because mine aren't really that dark. I can do a darker one.
Just pull it out.
What
And
do you
then
say, pull up with
lightly
the fan
cut
brush?
across.
We're just gonna
All
do
there is
it.
to it. See, there's a little bit of paint right up on the top here. Okay, now go up here. Use a firm pressure. And all we're going to do is just cut in a water line. Use a firm, keep these lines basically straight. Basically straight. See there? Just cut in a happy little water line. Wherever you think they should be. Wherever they should be. There we go. Okay.
Definitely should not be using a plate for this.
Isn't that super? You can do it. You can do it. See now a few little ripples here and there on the water? They too need to be straight. If they're not straight, the water will look like it's going to run right out of your painting. Cause you a lot of problems. Okay. Tell you what, let's do. Let's begin putting some foreground in here. Let's take a big bunch of the Prussian blue, black, brown, oh, I don't know, crimson, sap green, it doesn't matter. Whatever you have, shoot, just drop it in there. Dark colors. Dark colors. Look at that. I'm going to mix up a big wad of paint. Okay, let me clean off my knife. Today, tell you what, let's do. Let's use, shoot, we'll just use an old 2-inch brush. You could
He said sap green,
use
right?
this with a fan brush, 1-inch brush, it doesn't matter. I'll use a 2-inch today. Pull it through the paint, wiggling it. See, wiggle it. Other side, pull it through, and wiggle it. You
Alright.
a lot of paint in the bristles.
I'm doing black and sap
Just
green.
like with a 1-inch brush to bring it to a nice sharp chisel edge. Wiggle it.
You were only gone
Needs
for a
some
moment. I
brushes.
know, right?
The bristles, needs the bristles. And by wiggling it and pulling it, it pulls the paint toward the end of the bristles. Then sharp it, just like you would a knife. Okay? Look at how sharp that is. Boy, that son of a gun is just, you could shave with it. Look at that. Super sharp. Now that
Not what mine looks like at all.
let's decide, maybe there's a happy tree, evergreen tree. He lives right there. Start with just touching the canvas. Use just the corner of the brush, just the corner. And begin
Okay.
pushing, making the bristles bend slightly downward. See there? Look at that. Isn't that a nice little tree? And he lives right here in this brush. All you have to do is sort of push him out. Each time you start a new evergreen, reload the brush to a nice sharp chisel edge. Go through the same procedure. Let's have another one. Maybe he lives right there. Just make a decision and drop him in.
Oh, he went really high. Okay, I can go really high too. That's fine. Ain't no big deal.
There he goes. One of the questions I get asked quite frequently, what if I do a tree and decide I don't like him? Or maybe I'll make him taller. Watch here, watch here. Let's say, well, I hate to mess up his tree, but I want to show you this. It's a good tree. Maybe you want to make his tree taller. All you have to do is touch and come right back over the top of it. See here? And you just paint a bigger tree right over the top. We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents. And you have a brand new, beautiful tree. That easy. Tell you what, let's do. Let's have a tree on the other side too. Bring the brush back to a chisel edge. Nice and sharp. Okay. And maybe this tree, this old tree, maybe he goes almost all the way to the top of the canvas. Same way. This will give you some practice using a big brush. Making some beautiful little evergreens. This might be my favorite brush to do this with. It's so much fun.
My colors just aren't as
often
dark
we
as
avoid this
his.
brush because it's big, but it'll do some of the most beautiful, little delicate things.
That's okay though.
See? Just, you're pushing downward with the corner of the brush, just the corner. Just the corner. As you work down the tree, you push harder and harder, so you're actually using more of the brush. But just the corner and push down. See? Down. I'm exaggerating now so you can see down. Like that. Okay? Now then, maybe we'll have some leaf trees in there. So pull the brush in one direction through the paint. One direction. Load it full of color. One direction. This is the same old dark color. Really pull it. Pull it. By pulling it in one direction, it'll generate like a round corner.
I went way too thick.
See, you pull it, and the corner's round. When we touch the canvas, we want that rounded corner toward the top. Let's go right up here. Maybe right here lives a nice tree. Nice tree lives there. Just push, bend the bristles upward. That rounded corner is toward the top. Just push.
It's a big great tree. It really is.
Okay, you have to make some decisions now. Where does this live? Let's say it comes right out here. Right out here, like so. Whatever. This is your world. You make the big decision, throw it in.
Lots of personality.
Let's go over here. Maybe on this side. Maybe the tree lives right in here. See, we don't have to separate these yet. We separate them with highlights. Right now, all we need are just basic shapes. So just push, bend that brush up. And when you do it, don't let the brush slide like that. See the difference? You get those. Makes good swamp grass. We're not after that right now.
Gosh.
Just push. There we are. And you just, wherever you want them, you can begin filling all that in. See? Good place to practice bushes and stuff right in here. Excellent, excellent place to practice. And we've got all that color blocked in. That easy. Maybe nice individual bush lives right there. Okay. Now then, let's make a few tree trunks here and there. And to do that, we'll take a little dark sienna, a little Van Dyke brown, and some white. Just pull it out very flat. Don't overmix. Leave it marble like that. Cut across. Get that little roll of paint. All those various colors will be in that little roll out here. It's all there. See there?
My work area is a complete disaster, by the way, guys. In case
Allow the
you.
canvas to pull off what it wants. Get it just as least little pull to the side. Put in just a happy little tree trunk wherever you want them. That easy. Maybe in this big tree over here. Here's a little trunk. You don't have to show the entire trunk because the leaves are going to cover up places. You won't see all of it. Okay, maybe in this old tree here, there's a trunk lives. Wherever you want. Wherever you want. Another thing, just take a clean knife and scratch.
That means you're beating the top off the brushes.
It makes it look like all kinds of little delicate sticks and twigs, and people will think you work for weeks doing this with a little one-haired brush. If you want them to be wider, stronger, turn the knife, and they'll get thicker. And you can put limbs on trees or whatever you want, just doing this. Most of these will be covered up, as I say. Put a few on the other side over here.
Hey, I'm pretty impressed with how my pacing has been.
Okay.
Just imagine when I
Over
spend
here,
a little
see
bit more
reflections.
time.
Take the big brush, decide where you want reflections and land to meet. Grab and just pull it straight down. Straight down. The liquid white is still wet. It stays wet for several days on a good canvas. And the paint will move. And you can turn what was land right into reflections. That easy. Then go lightly across. Okay. Grab an old 1-inch brush here. Now then, let's begin putting some highlights in all these things. I'm going to go right into a touch of the liquid white into yellow. Okay, yellow. I'm going to reach up here, be right back, get a little sap green.
A little bit more white.
Maybe add a little black, dull it down some. There. You could just use black and yellow.
It's fun to see me go fast. Yeah, it is kind of, isn't it?
Dark green color. Bring that brush back to it. Nice.
I'll show you my work area when I'm done.
Very sharp. Now then, I want to highlight these big evergreens using just the corner of the brush. Just
I'm actually quite impressed with myself. I mean, all things
highlights. Don't kill all your dark areas though.
things
Evergreens are
considered, I'm actually quite proud. of like
Try not to kill off those dark areas. They're
like first time ever,
risky in evergreens.
and
Okay, a little bit out here on this one. Don't want you to melt
like
down.
yeah, first time ever.
That
Like
is
it's saying something. You know what I mean? Like
Okay, let's go over here to the other evergreen. While we're in the evergreen business. See there? Just basically using just the corner of the brush though.
I'm a little bit behind, but I'm not really that behind. All right, but he's using yellow now.
Least little touch of paint thinner. That'll loosen the paint up and allow it to come off easy.
I can't wait to show you my
Paint will
hands.
stay with the paint. Okay.
Oh gosh, this is so funny.
Wash that brush off real quick.
Real quick, yeah, okay. Okay, Bob. Okay, Bob.
Give them a good shake. Off we go. Now we can begin working on these leaf trees. Back into the liquid white. And let's go right through some yellow and just a touch of green. I want this to be a nice shiny green. And in your world, you make it whatever color you want, okay? Just want to show you how to create the effects. Pull that brush in one direction and get it full of paint. There's a lot of paint in there. The secret to this is to have a lot of paint, so you just have to barely touch the canvas. If you have to hit the canvas firmly or hard, then it's going to smudge. We pull it in one direction, it rounds one corner. Look right up here. You can see how it's round on that corner. With that rounded corner to the top, go slightly above the dark.
Considering that all of my colors right now are like super muddy because I can't seem to really actually clean my brush.
Bending the bristles.
I'm actually really
It's a delicate
impressed
little
with
touch.
how this is
No
turning
pressure.
out.
And then working layers, working downward.
Because I'm going to be totally honest, I've not really actually been able to clean my brush very well,
Down, down.
like this entire time.
Just decide where your tree lives and paint it in. That's all you have to do. Think about limbs that are
I might
protected
switch
towards
to
you.
a
You're not just all going out the sides.
small one just to keep up
And don't just hit it random. Look at it.
and just to make sure that
Get a
I
feel for it. One of the best things you can
have
do
an
is
actual clean brush
take
to
some
do
time
this because it's
and go out
too
into your yard, go out in the woods and study trees.
it's too much
Make
to
friends with a tree. Talk to it. Then you'll get to understand it.
I don't even know where I put
Look at
my
what makes
thing.
a tree look round. What gives it personality. Give a touch of paint thinner on my brush just to bend the paint a little bit. Okay. Maybe right in here now. It's a happy little bush it lives. Right there.
All right, we're gonna
Very
just
little
put it in.
pressure. Very, very little pressure. Done a pretty little something again. Add a little yellow ochre, a little Indian yellow, here and there a little touch of bright red. Just sort of mix color on the brush. Shoot for maybe back here. Ooh, there's a nice one.
There we go.
There's a nice one. You'll be able to really see him. Little fireball. Nice little bright one. Happy one. Maybe there's one that lives in front of him. Pushes him back. Do the bush that in your mind is the farthest away. Do him first. Okay, now you can use the side of the brush and just push upward. See? Make all kinds of happy little grassy areas. Look at that.
He's got
Super,
way
super
more
Create all kind of little bushes.
color
Work
progress
in
than me.
layers here. And notice there's a dark area. See the little dark area between each layer? That's the only thing that separates your bushes. Don't kill that. It's your good friend. Keep the camera right here. Let me show you. You can take the knife and come right back in here. And in these dark areas, scratch in little sticks. Just in the dark areas, though. And it'll help create depth in your painting. Can you see those? See? And it gives little sticks and twigs. It holds all these little bushes up. Looks like a lot of detail. And you haven't worked very hard. You hadn't really worked at all. Don't tell nobody that. That's our secret. Okay?
Okay, Bob.
See? Painting's fun. It should always make you happy. A little more color on the brush. And maybe, let's do this one right back here. Here's a happy little bush. He lives right there. Got a little arm that comes out through there. Make up little stories. Talk to your canvas. Shoot, people expect us painters to be half crazy. It's all right.
That's very true. That's very true.
Okay.
That's very true.
And you know, you're the whole thing. Let's put some bright red in there too. What the heck? Now, as I mentioned earlier, when you're doing this at home, you use the colors that make you happy. I want to use colors here that are bright enough that you can see them and you can distinguish how they're made. There we go. Because very soon, how to paint will become easy. What's going to be hard is what to paint. Becomes the challenge.
He says what to paint's gonna be hard.
One thing that'll help
Oh,
you
gosh.
is that all kinds of instructional books.
Oh, he's making trees now. Okay, I can make interesting
Series,
colored trees.
And each book
Interesting
contains
colored trees.
13 paintings with detailed instructions and just hundreds and hundreds of how-to pictures. It'll give you a lot of ideas of things to paint. And with what you've learned here, you shouldn't have any trouble at all. Any trouble at all.
Except for maybe cleaning your brush.
We
That's
have
the hardest
instructors
part
who travel all over the country. We have
that I really
certified
need to learn how to
instructors
do.
that I personally have taught and trained and that we guarantee. And these instructors travel all over the country, teaching hundreds and hundreds of people the joy of painting. If you'd like to have an instructor in your area, let us know. Or let your local art shop know. Okay. There. Maybe. Yep, there's one. But do one bush at a time. One bush at a time. Just one at a time. Here's one. See that little rascal? You're looking for that little lacy effect. Should you get a bush that you don't like, just take your knife, scrape it right off.
I don't.
Just
No.
to push
I
it
have
in.
paint thinner, but I didn't
Scrape that
have
little
a
rascal off,
rack.
Put your dark color back in.
I didn't have a
and
rack,
do it
so
right over top.
my paintbrushes are like filled with all these other colors. So I'm honestly surprised I managed to get this much depth difference with such dirty paintbrushes.
That little bush is right there.
Like quite impressed actually.
Ooh, there's a bright little rascal. Isn't it pretty? That really stands out nice. Tell you what, before we get too far along, let me see. We'll use a little small.
Yeah,
knife.
this one is a
Just
hard
get it in.
painting. This one had a lot to
Maybe
it.
you wanna have, maybe back in here it lives. Maybe there's a big rock.
But I'm quite
stone.
impressed with us, honestly. I'm not.
Ah, there he is.
I'm not
Just
gonna
use some
lie.
Van Dyke brown, little dark cyan on it.
I obviously know enough
Big
about
old happy rock.
art
We
to,
can use
like,
some- oh, we use some brown. some
survive.
white, any color rock you want. Still using a small knife. Just reach up in here, just like you were doing a little mountain. Just let this bounce along. Put some highlight on the rock. Isn't it a pretty little rock? See there? He lives out here amongst all these bushes and trees. And rocks are just baby mountains with proper care, nutrition. Shoot, they'll grow up to be
Rocks
big
are just
mountains.
baby mountains, he says. Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Oh, we got brown going here.
I like it.
Maybe over on this side, let's put in a little bit of land. We don't want all these bushes to fall off in the water. We'll give them something for his little foots to stand on here. Van Dyke brown, just like so. And we can use some brown. Shoot, a little touch of blue even in there. Graze it. Okay, brown, white, touch of blue. Just let that sort of bounce along. Make some nice high, look like dirts and rock, stones. Okay, if you want to make it shine a little more, you can
Makes so much sense. I've had so much trouble with rocks.
lighter color and just barely graze here and there.
You have?
Just barely.
Really?
That'll make it jump right out at you. Now then, with a 1-inch brush, see this is a very straight edge here. You can take and just pop in a little bush. Look at there. See? And that sort of pushes that back. Just here.
I have used a ton of paint, though, I can say that.
I think they should do.
Way more paint than I'm used to with watercolors.
Back into our color. And let's put in a little bush or two right around here. Right around, see, right around the rock. One thing I'd like to mention, if you've enjoyed painting along with me on this instructional videotape. We have numerous other tapes by myself and a lot of other fantastic painters in just about every medium you can think of. If you'd like a free color brochure showing a lot of the tapes that we have, drop me a line. We'll be glad to send you one. Give you an idea of some of the beautiful, beautiful projects you can do in the comfort of your home with videotape. Okay, now I'm going to take just a clean knife and I'm going to go up in here and there. I'm going to just scratch in just some sticks and some twigs wherever you think they should live.
All right, we'll see if we can catch up with his
Okay. Little bit of liquid white.
rocks.
And we can go under this area here of dirt and land and just cut in a water line, same way as we did in the back, keeping it basically straight, like so, like so. You can go anywhere you want to go here, but you want to keep these lines as straight as you can. There. Okay, maybe there's a happy little ripple lives out here. This too should be straight.
I'm kind of doing my own thing. I'm not even listening to Bob right now, if you guys have noticed.
Tell me what, let me get the liner brush. I'm going to put paint thinner on it. Paint thinner. Let's go right up here in brown. You want this to be as thin as ink. This is paint thinner, little Van Dyke brown. Turn that brush. Turn it. Brings it to a sharp, nice sharp point. See? Okay, let's go up here. Now, this is a thin paint. Maybe in here it lives a little stick or twig. Right there. Right in here. If this paint is thin, it will flow. It will literally flow right off your brush. If your paint won't flow, then it's probably not thin enough. Add a little more paint thinner to it. Sometimes I use a thin oil. That'll work quite nicely too. See, you got an old stick, it lives there, and he's got a friend who lives over here. It's always old sticks in the woods.
Let's grab some more white.
Add little details to your painting.
And then I'll be adding sticks.
So I have the liner brush.
And then I think I'll be finally caught up with Bob.
Thinner. And then into the bright red. And that will be the most important part of the painting. Then the paint, once again, till it's consistency of ink. Lower brush full. And let's go right down in here and sign our painting, just like so. And this thin paint will flow. See? There we go. And I hope you've enjoyed this painting. It's a lot of fun.
We're a little bit slower than Bob, but
it's very, very rewarding. And I look forward to painting with you again on other instructional videos. And until then, from all of us here, happy painting. God bless.
bye, Bob. Bye, Bob. It was fun. It was actually like really hard. I'm not even gonna lie. This was extremely hard. What you guys think? I'll show you a little bit closer up as soon as I do this little part. And then I guess I completely fudged up clouds, by the way. This is how far I got with the painting. Oh gosh, it's gonna go. So I got quite a bit done actually. I don't think it's absolutely terrible, but we have to stop Bob's thing really quick. Sorry, Bob, we have to stop you for a minute. I have paint all over my mouse now. Bye, Bob. We took him off. Where's Bob coming from? Can you guys still hear him? Oh, he's right here. I'll show you. I'll show you. Close up of the painting. I actually don't think it's that horrible. For time number 1, try number 1. And we have never painted with this before. My brushes were extremely hard to clean. Like, I'll show you my brushes. I think this is really good for our first attempt ever. Look at my brushes. Look. These are not clean brushes. These are not clean brushes. I was using dirty brushes the entire time. Look, they're like not even white. These brushes started out white. Look at my hands. Big brush. Like, it's gonna take me forever to clean. My knife, like, I couldn't even manage to clean my knife fast enough. My tubes of paint are like covered in like different paints, like because I just grabbed it so I could keep up. I lost the cap to my yellow. I have no idea where my yellow paint went. My yellow cap went to my thing. You know, I'm actually quite impressed for the first try. Oh, here it is. Here's the cap. And I've never painted with this medium before, either. Never painted with this medium before, either. So yeah, it was new medium, new techniques, new brushes. Incredibly, like, this is my rag that I was using to clean my brushes with too. It's so caked on with paint that it's still wet. Like, I can't use this rag anymore. Like, this rag is trash now. My palette looks like this. Like, it's just, it was a mess. It was a mess today. But it was a lot of fun. I guess we should sign our painting, right? Look how my hands look absolutely insane. My hands look insane. Alright, I'm gonna try to sign. And then we'll see how much. I can't wait to show my boyfriend. We're gonna see what he says. You think it came out real nice? I think it came out pretty solid, yeah. I mean, obviously, like, I have some really harsh lines for my, how do you want to say it? My sky has some pretty harsh lines in it because I wasn't sure how to, like, blend that part out until later in the painting. So there's, like, this nice little harsh white line back here. But we'll sign. Should we sign in the white spot and just make that kind of a funny thing? I think we should. So we'll do L. L. And then a star. And that'll be our signature, which actually looks really awful. Oh, so this has been painting with, look at, I just can't even do anything right now. I don't even know if I can end stream with my hands the way they are currently. But I'll show the painting one more time. How long did that take us? Once we got started. That's not too bad, honestly. It's pretty solid. It's a pretty solid piece.